Welcome to my exhibition presentation. My name is Yejun. My issue is benefits of using video games in education. Before I start, please mute your mic and video. Central idea. Our interest and action affect. Central idea. Our interest and action affect ourselves, our community, and the world. 우리의 관심과 행동은 우리 자신, 지역, 사회 및 세상에 영향을 미칩니다. Welcome to my exhibition presentation. My name is Yejun. My issue is benefits of using video games in education. Central idea. Our interests and action affect ourselves, our community, and the world. 우리의 관심과 행동은 우리 자신, 지역, 사회 및 세상에 영향을 미칩니다. This is how I choose my issue. First, I started with my interest video game. I look at my health and well-being, disability, and education. I chose education. Finally, I decided my issue is benefits of using video games in education. Lines of inquiry. Using video games in education. Question. How can we use video games in education? Lines of inquiry. People's feelings about using video games. Question. How do you feel about using video games in education? This is my video, how my interests connect to world issue and the central idea. My issue and the central idea. Central idea is our interests and action affect. My issue and the central idea. Central idea is our interests and actions affect ourselves, our community, and the world. My exhibition journey started with my interest.
Say it again.
Turn it on.
Yeah. Go back from the start.
This
Yeah.
my issue and the central idea.
So
now it should work. My issue and start. The central idea. Central idea is our interests and actions affect ourselves, our community, and the world. My exhibition journey started with my interest, which is video game. I chose video game because it's exciting and fun. Because I can get goal. When I complete the goal, I am excited. Then I connected my interest to the world issue of education. This is connected to my interest because when I play video game, my quote. Every maker of video games knows something that the makers of curriculum don't seem to understand. You will never see a video game being advertised as being easy. Kids who do not like school will tell you it's not because it's too hard, it's because it's boring. Seymour Papert. I think this quote means video game can be education. This poem written by Noah 5A about using video game. This poem shows how exciting video games are for kids. Excitement at playing Fortnite. I pick up my Switch. The excitement builds. As nervous as a mouse hiding from a cat. Who will I compete against? I glance at the screen. Tense moments while I wait. In come the challengers. Is there a pro who is like a superstar? I am so excited. The game begins. Frantically typing the buttons like a woodpecker, screaming at the mic, as scared as a quivering feather, jumping like a flea in my chair. The game pulls me in deeper. I rise above the fluffy white clouds, peering down on the enemy. Heart beats fast, waiting. This picture is students use video game in education at school. I think they are collaborating with group and study easier. Using video game in education. How can we use video games in education? This is my 5 bubbles organizer. It shows the important ideas I learned about how can we use video game in education. I found learning skill, communication, can use skill, get set goal, and deeper understanding. How can we use video games in education? When I did research on different websites, I found some important information about how can we use video games in education. Video game can show what they don't understand, learn new skills, teach problem solving, show student thinking, deeper understanding. Teachers can use it to assess and they can design their own games to research the same learning goal. People's feeling about using video games in education. How do you feel about using video games in education? Survey. I did survey with teachers, parents, and kids of NAS about their feelings about using video game in education. Students, do you want to use video games at school? This graph shows how much kids want to use video game at school. 16 students did survey. 9 students did yes. 3 students did no. 4 students did maybe. Parents, my child can benefit from using video games in school. This graph shows that parents disagree or are unsure about using video games in school. 8 parents did survey. Two parents did disagree. 3 parents did strong disagree. 3 students did not sure. Teacher, do you use video game in education? This graph shows teacher use of video games in education. There are many teachers don't use video game in education. Maybe teachers think video games are not good for students. 27 teachers did survey. 10 teachers did yes. 17 teachers no. How do you feel about using video game in school? This data shows students' feeling about using video game in school. Many students did happy, fine, and fantastic. How do people feel about using video game in education? This data shows teachers' feeling about using video game in education. Teachers I think they can be a great tool to get kids excited and hold their attention about we must be very careful and thoughtful so that we don't overuse video game in class. How do you feel about kids using video games at school? This is Ruth's answer of my survey. Parents think it's bad because it can get bad eyes. Some parents said if with boundaries and purpose, it can be useful. Why do you want to use video games at school or not? This data shows why students want to use video games in education. Students say it's funny, we can communicate with others, and when we are at break, we can play. What video games do your kids use at school? This data shows their kids what kind of game they use. I think many kids use Minecraft, math game, and watch YouTube. What do you think are benefits of using video game? This data shows teachers think benefits of using video game. This has the most answers of my survey. Teachers think the students will be engaged, so they will enjoy their learning and spending more time practice. And some teachers say the benefits would be student engagement. If students are engaged, they learn and are motivated to keep inquiring. Circle of viewpoint. How do people feel about using video games? This is my circle of viewpoints. These circle of viewpoints are showing before I do survey This is my prediction for people's feeling about using video game in education. Reference page. When I did research, I found some information on this website. Action. My action is organizing a game event. I plan my action. I need to download a game about education. I will explain benefits of the games to grade 3 or 4 on Thursday of next week. I am doing info mother. I choose this action because my issue is also benefits about gaming. Reflection. This is my reflection on the journey. I wrote my feelings about the exhibition. Thank you, Miss J, Miss Crystal, Mr. Jack. They told me I need to work and they gave some feedback for me. Mr. Jack, I met with Mr. Jack, so he said I need to work on, and guess that he added some words. Any question? Any question?
Woo! Yay, June! That's what I'm talking about. Amazing.
Thank you. 그럼 어떻게 하지? Any question?
Yeah, yay, June. What are some of the, let me put myself on camera. What are some of the games you're going to be showing for your action?
Action. Can you say again?
Yes. What games were you playing with that you are thinking about for your action? Which video games do you want to use for your action?
I want to use Minecraft because when we play Minecraft, we can learn about math, survive something, and build. Wait, okay.
Very good. Awesome job, Yejun. Amazing.
Any question?
Yes, Yejun, I have a question. If you were going to recommend a game that I should play over the summer to get a good perspective for games students can be playing, what game do you recommend?
Recommend. Math. Can you ask again? What?
So, what game can I play? So, I'm a parent. I notice the parents disagree about games and education. What game can a parent play to show that it's good for education?
Or if parents like math, they can play math game about education.
What game do you have any game that is play this about? You can have a research into it.
I can do research and tell later. Any question? Any more question? No. Thank you for coming my presentation. Bye.